Hello everyone, I'm Megan Sullivan and welcome to History in Games, a video and audio podcast series where I play historical fiction games and talk about the real stories hidden inside these wonderful games. Today I am so excited to be playing Crusader Kings III by Paradox Interactive for free on the Xbox Series Game Pass. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe to my little channel. I would super appreciate it. Thank you. So full disclosure, I've heard this game is super fun but pretty obtuse for beginners. So I did some basic reconnaissance before jumping in. I watched a few basic tutorials and played part of the game's tutorial just so I wouldn't be completely lost. But if I forget to allocate skill points or grant titles or leave people in prison for way too long, please forgive me. I'm learning as I go. A lot of trial and error here. So with that, let's get started. So something else I did was pick a character in advance so I could talk about that character's real life role in history. And as you can see, I'm doing a little bit of a last minute scouting mission here. But I think I'm going to stick with my choice of Matilda of Tuscany. She's a fascinating character who spent much of her life fighting the Holy Roman Emperor, which is something we can talk about, but Crusader Kings lets you totally mess up the space-time continuum, and I'm going to be talking about Matilda's life while simultaneously blowing it up in game. Instead of fighting with the Holy Roman Emperor, we're going to see if we can go full soap opera route and see if we can't seduce or romance him and get him on side, because that would be a powerful ally to have in the Middle Ages. Can I pull it off? Let's see. So, as we go about messing with the space-time continuum, let's talk about Matilda, her early life, and her crazy first marriage to Godfrey the Hunchback. All right, so right off the bat, this is perfect. The game is paused, and we get a good view of Tuscany in northwest Italy. This is fantastic. Matilda was born in interesting times. Hold on, sorry. I gotta figure out the sound here. It feels like the sound is a little off. I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay, at any rate. So, Matilda was born in interesting times. She was born in 1046 in northwest Italy in Tuscany, and her birth predates the Battle of Hastings by just 20 years. So in 20 years, William the Bastard will become William the Conqueror, the first Norman king of England. So very interesting times indeed. Now, Matilda is born into House Canossa of Italy, a powerful family, although they hadn't been around for that long, maybe about 150 years. But they were very tight with the Catholic Church and had quite a bit of land. And Matilda has some really interesting lineage. Sorry, I'm going around looking at different areas in Italy, learning about my neighbors. Who are they and how much do I need to fear them? At any rate. So Matilda's family is really interesting. Her father was Margrave of Tuscany, and her mother, Beatrice, was actually a niece of a Holy Roman Empress and also the daughter of the Duke of Upper Lorraine. So very powerful family members. Speaking of powerful, there's Pope Alexander II. Nice. Matilda is close to a lot of popes, including Gregory VII, which creates quite the scandal. We'll be getting to that in a moment. But Beatrice, Matilda's mother, has 3 kids by Matilda's father, and I believe his name is Bonifacio. Let's see. If we look at the traits of Matilda, we can see that she is a charismatic negotiator. She is diligent. She is calm. This tracks with the actual historical Matilda, which is pretty good. Matilda's parents, by the way, have 3 kids. There is the eldest son, which is Frederick, named after his grandfather. And there's also a daughter, Beatrice, but she dies pretty young. And then there's Matilda. Now, Matilda, of course, is not expected. My Matilda comes with quite a bit of military strength. Fantastic. Love this. This could be good. I don't know how she compares to other characters. I haven't played them yet. but this isn't bad. And she's got some property. Very nice. She's got a tiny bit of money, not a lot, but she's got a lot of sort of prestige. And she's obviously pretty pious. So not terrible stats. I do want to play as a diplomat, so I do like that she has 16 for diplomacy. She's not terrible at martial anything. Diplomacy. Okay, sorry. I'm going through all the stats here. This is very important to get to know my Duchess. Really fast, let's take a look at her liege, who is Henry IV, the Holy Roman Emperor. Now she's born in 1046, as I said. He's actually born in, I believe, 1050. He's slightly younger than she is. Now, let's check out his traits real fast. Skilled tactician, that tracks. Holy warrior, of course. He is the head of the Holy Roman Empire. Cynical, yeah, I can see why as we talk about his history. Just, I guess, lazy. Okay, I didn't expect that. I did not see that one coming. Lazy, okay, that's a thing. At any rate, he is lifelong rivals with Matilda, but we're going to see if we can get him on side. Can we seduce him or romance him? Maybe, maybe not, but if we can at least make him friendly. And I know you're thinking, aren't these two related? Aren't they technically like second cousins or something? Yes, and so it's gross and icky trying to flirt with him, but we definitely don't want to make an enemy of him. And also, second cousins in the High Middle Ages was pretty good in terms of arranged marriages. Speaking of, I know it's really gross and icky. Speaking of which, we are going to go with alliance power. Can we line Matilda up? Oh man, look at all these, look at all these kids and these terrible stats. This is no good. I'm not liking any of this. But at any rate, Matilda comes from pretty impressive stock in terms of alliances and power. Of course, she is not going to, or so we think, plot twist, she does, but she is not supposed to inherit the lands of her father. That goes to her older brother, Frederick. In the meantime, though, Matilda gets a pretty impressive education. She's literate in Latin. She knows French and German. There's a debate whether or not she knew some military tactics or not, because she seems to be good at it later in life. But she is a well-educated young lady. And everything is fine and dandy in her family. Sorry, looking at this guy. Nope. I don't know. Sorry, I am trying my best to get a good dynasty going so that when I play the rest of the game, I am in a strong position to win. I actually don't know the victory conditions in this game, by the way. It is definitely not like Civ at all. I'm a little overwhelmed by everything I can do. And how all of this is going to work out, I have no idea. Deceitful, diligent. I'm wondering if I should maybe marry somebody in my court who already likes me and has good stats. I might have to go in that direction. But at any rate, Matilda's life could have been boring and uneventful. But her father dies in 1052. And he's actually apparently ambushed and murdered, possibly by his own vassals. It's kind of a crazy story. And so Matilda's mother, Beatrice, is left on her own, and her lands are in possible danger. Her family is possible danger. So she needs help arranging a new marriage. I can't even get this first marriage down. This is ridiculous. I don't know. Yes. Duchy of Tuscany. Okay. Oh, hey, castles. This is good. Empty holding. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of money right now, so I don't know how much I can really do on my lands. Thinking. Duchy of Lombardy. It's kind of impressive, though. I have a lot to work with right off the bat, so that's cool. But how does Matilda even inherit all of this, right? She's not supposed to. I can't even construct a new holding. Boo. Okay. So what happens is shortly after Matilda's father dies, not long after, both her sister Beatrice and her older brother Frederick die. leaving Matilda, the only child, left to her mother, Beatrice. So that's really sad. And that's a reason why Beatrice is in such a panic to find a new husband. So with the help of, I want to say it's Pope Leo IX, she arranges to marry her first cousin, which is actually a no-no in the church. But the strategic importance of her first cousin being the Duke of Upper Lorraine is pretty important to Beatrice. So the church sort of overlooks the fact that she is marrying her first cousin. But there's another problem other than marrying her first cousin, which is her first cousin rebelled against the Holy Roman Emperor Henry III. And Henry III is not impressed with his niece Beatrice marrying a rebel at all, of course, without his permission. I'm looking at Count Arduino of Parma. He might be a good match for Matilda. He certainly likes her, plus 54. He's got good martial stats, which might be more important. I'm kind of looking at all my council, everyone in my council. I don't know. He doesn't have a lot of money. He does have prestige. So I'm looking at stats. So 14 for warlike stuff. Not a great steward. Not good at intrigue, but that might be good. Maybe he'll never stab me in the back. I don't know. I have to think about this. Here's my warfare AA control. This will be important later on. Still trying to find a spouse here. But at any rate, in reality, Beatrice decided to marry Godfrey the Bearded, her first cousin. And this creates such a problem with her, with the Holy Roman Emperor Henry III that, I'm still trying to figure out who Matilda needs to marry. This is really, really tough. I mean, look at these terrible stats and look at these babies. I don't want to marry a baby. I don't even want to be betrothed to a baby. This is weird. I don't know how their stats are going to shake out as they get older. I don't know. No. This is no. He's got no money. I need money. I need soldiers. I need a lot of things that these kids can't provide. Go away, small children. I might end up marrying my council dude. That might actually end up working out much better. But at any rate, Beatrice marries her first cousin. But not only does the Pope overlook the fact that they're first cousins, he agrees to arrange another marriage and betroths the either 8 or 9-year-old Matilda to, get this, her stepbrother, who is named Godfrey. He's called Godfrey the Hunchback, which is not... Matilda definitely does not like that. We will see that as time goes on. But against Matilda's will, she is betrothed to her stepbrother. And I was saying earlier that Henry III is so unhappy with his niece for marrying without his permission and marrying a rebel that not long after Beatrice marries the Duke of Upper Lorraine, or who's supposed to be the Duke of Upper Lorraine, because Godfrey was fighting Henry III over titles. Godfrey was trying to unite, if I have this history correct, Upper and Lower Lorraine. He wanted access to both, and Henry III was like, no, you can't. Hold on. Did I mark that correctly? I'm sorry. I am still nitpicking, you guys. Please allow me to be patient. I promise the history is really interesting. But so Matilda is betrothed to her stepbrother, but it's not long after all these arrangements are made that Henry III throws Matilda and her mother Beatrice in prison. Basically takes them hostage and runs off to Germany. What he was really trying to do was capture Godfrey. But Godfrey, the Bearded, escapes custody. It's a little discouraging. He didn't necessarily stand up for his wife and stepdaughter. but I'm not entirely sure on the details. At any rate, he does elude captivity, and no matter what Henry III does, he can't seem to gain the upper hand with Godfrey, and things are helped tremendously for Beatrice and her daughter let's see, council invitation. Hey, okay, this is something. We could accept this. We do want to get on the Emperor's good side. Okay, maybe progress. We shall see. But at the time that I'm talking about, oh no, Matilda and her mother are in trouble. Henry III had taken them prisoner, but after like a year or two, they're released because Henry III unexpectedly dies, which allows Beatrice to make up with the imperial family, and she is allowed to stay married to Godfrey. And Matilda is allowed to be betrothed to Godfrey the Hunchback, and Matilda and Beatrice return to Tuscany, which I'm looking at here. Well, I'm actually looking at this area because I want to know what's going on with this guy. I want to know what's going on. Oh, I need a marshal at some point. Sorry, I'm looking around here. There's a lot to do in this game. It's very overwhelming. It's really hard to concentrate on history, and I'm trying to look at all their stats and make sure I'm paying attention to the game. Okay. Assigned a marshal position. 16 is pretty good. Okay. There we go. Okay, so, no, I don't want to do that. Sorry, I'm thinking, because this is a strategy game, and I have no idea what I'm doing. You guys, I am so overwhelmed right now with all the cool, interesting things that I can do, but I think I'm pretty happy with my council. I do need a spy master. What happened to my other spy master? Okay. I thought there was somebody else that I wanted a spy master, but whatever. There, I think I've got a full council now, which is perfectly fine. I want to get rid of all this stuff. At any rate, so Beatrice and Matilda and Godfrey go to rule in Tuscany and parts of Lorraine later. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Court positions. I do need to appoint a court physician. Who is aptitude? Average? Well, that's not great, but it's better than nothing. Seneschal. Effects are based on aptitude. Who can do that? Oh, no. Bianca's kind of also at the top. Should be good at it. Probably better than physician, but I don't have a lot of choices right now. Who's going to be my court jester? Is anybody funny? Anybody at all? No. Nobody is funny. Boo earns. All right. So if we go back to history, sorry, thinking, you can tell my brain is buffering. But Godfrey and Beatrice rule the lands of Tuscany, and they get very involved in papal politics. There are a bunch of reforms going on where the church wants to take power from the Holy Roman Emperor and dedicate certain abilities to do things like invest and install bishops and abbots. They want that to be the prerogative of the church, not necessarily monarchs. And this causes a rift between the Holy Roman Emperors and the popes. And this will really culminate in the investiture controversy with Gregory VII and the Holy Roman Emperor Henry VII, who we have here. Yes, I am trying to sway the Holy Roman Emperor, as you can see. We're going to try to be buddies with him. We're going to try to get him to like us. We're going to make a very different history here. And so, yes, sway, and I'm trying to build buildings and curtain walls, and we're going to do it. Things are going to get better. And so at any rate, I was talking about Godfrey and Beatrice get involved in papal politics. And this will be an issue later on because Matilda is betrothed to her stepbrother, I want to say sometime in maybe 1056, when she's still very young, maybe a little bit after that. But she finally marries Godfrey in 1069 when Godfrey the Hunchback's father dies. It's a very unhappy marriage from the very beginning. It's not clear if Matilda didn't like her husband because of his deformity, his physical deformity, or there was some personal issues there. But in a year or two, Matilda finds herself pregnant. She gives birth to a daughter. That daughter dies within weeks. And by the end of 1071, in that same year, Matilda leaves her husband and goes back to Tuscany to go live with her mom again. Ooh, a shady discussion. What is this? I am passing through the castle gardens. Da 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 da. Ooh, gossip. Interesting. And then we have some options. I must warn. If only I could get closer. No hiding at cost. I'm sure it's nothing. Could I get closer? I don't even know who this count is. I don't even know why I care, but I love court gossip. This is fabulous. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, Matilda would have herself been a bit of the subject of gossip for leaving her husband, who was very unhappy that Matilda left him. In fact, he would spend the next couple of years trying to win Matilda back for Matilda's sake, but also because Matilda and her mother Beatrice were kind of ruling over the lands of Tuscany and not consulting him. And technically, he should have been consulted. And they didn't really consult him. But Matilda was stubborn. She did not want to go back to her husband and even went to the newly elected Pope, Gregory VII, who she was possibly already friends with at that point. Ooh, greetings, my sensible liege. Not believe we'll ever find anything on our neighbors. Shoot. I wanted more gossip. I wanted something that I could blackmail somebody with or I could hook them with, and I'm not able to do that right now. It's garbage. All right. So much garbage. All right, we're zooming in here. But at any rate, Matilda was so determined to get away from her husband. At one point, she wanted a divorce so she could go become a nun. And the newly elected Pope, Gregory VII, her friend, was like, no, first of all, I need your husband on side. He's a pretty powerful ally. And of course, it's against church law to just flippantly divorce somebody, right? Like, she apparently didn't have a strong enough argument. But there was something interesting going on. Gregory VII seemed to clearly like Matilda, whether platonically or not, we don't know. But I was watching a lecture on YouTube about how there might be a surviving letter from Gregory VII asking Matilda to come with him on a planned crusade. And he wanted to just, you know, even if he dies, he implies that even if he dies, he wants to be with her for eternity in heaven or something like that. The way I'm saying it is really weird and creepy. I totally misquote that. But it's essentially a kind of almost a romantic gesture of, I want you to come on crusade with me. I just kind of want you by my side. And this will create their closeness, their friendship will create quite the scandal as we go on. And in fact, a bitter Godfrey, who, by the way, I don't think I mentioned this, but Godfrey is close friends with... What is going on here? Okay, sorry, I got cut off there. Okay, so where are we? Okay, we're still on the 23rd of August. That's good. At any rate, so we were talking about, and sorry if I sort of repeat myself here, I lost my train of thought there for a second, but we were talking about Matilda and Pope Gregory VII and their friendship that made Godfrey the Hunchback a little bit jealous. He was really good friends with Henry IV, and when Henry IV started fighting the Pope about whether or not the Holy Roman Emperor had the right to install and appoint bishops and abbots within the Holy Roman Empire, it was a big struggle between church and state. Henry, hey, I can romance my own husband. Yay. I forgot to do this earlier, by the way. He's not going to resist my charms for long. All right, we'll actually see if that works. I I sometimes forget that just because I married somebody doesn't mean we did it for romance. It's originally for an alliance. Okay, so we'll, romance, cats and dogs. The rain is pouring down outside. My modest Duke, Arduino sighs as he looks at the blurred window. How wretched Parma can be. I wish I had someone to keep me company during long and really dreary days. I really want to give him a pet because pets are amazing and awesome. But I also want to... No, I don't want to be his pet. Matilda's too independent for that. What do I want to do? Cat, dog? Floofs are a great option no matter what. I'm trying to look at the possible outcomes here. Loyal dog would make an excellent companion. We'll go with that. Okay. I will never leave your side. That seems romantic in my mind. I don't know if it actually is. But Godfrey wasn't a romantic to me. Oh, wait, sorry. What is this? I've secured an invitation to Peace Farm. Suddenly the loudest fart I've ever heard erupts from our table. Should I stay quiet or should I confess? No immediate effects. Should I let my husband take one for the team or should I take one for the team? See, how does this work? Okay, he gains a good opinion of me, but he's also disgusted. But I feel like there's still 5 points in my favor. 15 minus 10 still equals 5 plus 5. I really want to stay quiet, but I feel like I'm trapped. What the heck? This game is ridiculous. I love it. All right, we're going to take one for the team. I guess this guy liked it. Who is he? My heart yearns to hear your voice again. You flatter me, I guess? I don't know who he is or what he wants. Okay, so Matilda's quite popular. And she must be because Gregory VII seemed to really like her. Her husband's trying to get her back at this point, and her husband is so bitter and angry, he starts poisoning Henry IV against her and implying that Matilda and Gregory VII are having an illicit affair. That's where I was going earlier with my history lesson. As I look through all of these different people. Countess Mariana. I feel like their stats are really low, but I don't have a whole lot of options in the beginning of the game. Yikes. I don't know. Sorry, I'm still a total noob at this game, so I don't know how well or terrible I am doing. But I'm having a lot of fun, I can tell you that. So as we mess around with my holdings here, I wanted to say that in 1076, things hit the fan as I build new buildings. So in 1076, Henry IV calls out publicly at a council at Worms, Pope Gregory VII. He basically implies that he shouldn't be Pope and that he's in trouble for having an affair with Matilda, who is never named by name, but it's pretty scandalous. And the Pope claps back super hard. By the way, I can go to war with the Pope, which I'm not going to do. Let's put a pin in that real fast. Proof of devotion. My winsome turtle dove. You'll do anything, huh? Well, let me think. I like flowers. Let's do that. Okay. Oh, meanwhile, Lord Arduino, let me prove my devotion to you. You should let me see me around my days. I don't know. I just want to do a history lesson. All right. But at any rate, Henry IV denounces the Pope, and the Pope claps back. He excommunicates the Holy Roman Emperor, which freaks everybody else in a time, or freaks everybody out in a time of religion. Hey, I'm pregnant. Speaking of, my Bishop Rodolfo has received a significant donation of gold. This thing sounds shady. Oh my. How can I take advantage of this? is my first thought. Hey, I could use some money. I feel like I have a lot of lands, but I'm kind of poor because I don't know how to play this game properly. I gained some piety. We could do that. We'll go that though. All right. So the Pope excommunicates Henry IV. His nobles freak out and tell him, you better reconcile with the Pope. You better friggin' do it. And, romance, intruder. Oh my goodness. What do I do? Do I save him? Do I call the guards? It's not my problem. Let's save him. Let's see what happens if I save him. Oh, I think he appreciated that. Why does he look angry in his portrait, though? Oh my gosh. I'll never let you get into harm's way again, even though it looks like you took care of things. I'm really confused. What is going on? Oh my gosh. This is a whirlwind romance. Of course, I'm playing at top speed. As you can see, the time is flying by and things are out of my control, which makes it even more exciting. Oh, you again. I don't really want you in my life right now. Ooh, this guy's a witch. Can I expose him? Yeah, let's expose him. All right. Discover secret themes. Oh, my daughter's born. Yay. Let's name her after my mom because Beatrice is hugely supportive of Matilda at this time. After she wants to get divorced from her husband, even though she can't get a divorce from the Bishop of Rome, the Pope, her mother starts teaching her how to be an heiress proper. She's like, you are technically the heir to all lands in Tuscany. I'm going to teach you how to properly rule. And we're given a feast because I like feasts. And funny things happen at feasts. Oh, like this. Oh, I get a compliment. Do I take the compliment or do I give it to my husband? I don't know. I worked really hard. But my husband deserves the credit. Why not? He's a good person. He has no idea that I am scheming to get on the good side of this guy. All right, Heinrich. Oh dear. He has a bad reaction to food. That's terrible. He's my right. I love the look on his face, by the way. That is hilarious. And usually I would revel in that. But we are trying to get on his good side. We're trying to change destiny. We're either going to romance him or at least be besties with him. I am determined, and we are doing everything we can to make this feast go right. I failed the screenshot. Okay, I didn't actually mean to hit that button. Sorry. All right, what's going on with Henry IV? Can we seduce him, romance him, sway him? We can sway him. I'm having no luck romancing or seducing this guy, but we can at least be besties. And that's probably good. Again, this guy's my second cousin and it's gross. But if we at least get on a good side, right? Like we want to change things. And that's what we're going to do. Yeah, we can't. Nope. 0%. Can I send him a gift? People like presents. Ooh, gains 56 opinion of you. All right. I should be able to learn his language at some point because I'm supposed to be good at this. We could murder him, but I think we'd better not. This guy's probably on the lookout for that. Let's check out this person. Can I romance him? Can I murder him? Can I learn his language? What's the best way to worm my way into the Holy Roman Empire and get back on their good side? I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. All right. I can declare a war. I don't know if I want to right now. I guess I should. Okay, what happens if I do declare war on the Pope? I'm pregnant again? Wasn't I just pregnant? Okay, time really is flying by. Divine focus. What do I want? Wealth and abundance is probably what I need money. St. George for strength in battle. I cannot be zoomed to be chosen. That's dumb. All right, we're going to get more money. I always need money. I need money to buy things, buy mercenaries. I need to make sure that my children have guardians and a good education. I don't want them to grow up to be stupid. That would be bad. And it's amazing because Matilda had no living children throughout her life. Her one daughter died just a few weeks after she was born, and then Matilda had no other children, spoiler alert. This Matilda is very fertile. And I'm looking at succession laws just in case. I really want to sort of have all the girls get everything. And it's interesting to note that her mother Beatrice, when trying to secure Matilda's ability to be heir in Tuscany, references an old Justinian law code that everyone conveniently forgot, and that Matilda's mother tries to bring back up. Of course, this bumps right into Lombardy and Salic law that says only male heirs can inherit things, and that's just dumb and arbitrary. And I love Beatrice for trying to secure lands and titles to her daughter. Should I grant lands and titles to any of these people? I don't know any of them. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm guessing at this point. Like, I don't know. Sure. Why not? Okay, this guy, Count Leopoldo, now holds this county. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. If I'm going to regret that, I should probably give it to my son or daughters or somebody. But I'm just sort of zipping along here. But we were talking about Matilda and her wild life as we go through all of this. So she is free and independent because after Henry IV denounces the Pope and the Pope excommunicates Henry IV, and when Henry IV denounces the Pope, he also spreads malicious rumors about Matilda. And here's the scary thing. Within a month, Godfrey is assassinated. We don't know by who, but the optics do not look good for Matilda, right? But this leaves Matilda and her mother free to rule Tuscany however they see fit. And since they are such patrons of the church and House Canossa are really tight, and they never throw each other under the bus after that. They're always friends. And Matilda will go on to defend the Pope again and again, even with armies. And we'll get to all of that later, but I did want to just talk about heresy. This dude made up a religion? Waldensian in Barcelona. It's kind of cool. I feel like I am obliged to stand against him because of all my piety points, but you fool. What? You made promises you can't keep. Like, what? This gets me killed or in trouble, dude. I'm gonna be mad. Can I still salvage this? Feudal taxes are reduced. Get a weak hook. Let's get a weak hook. Which I haven't used any of my hooks, I don't think, yet. Or have I? Can't remember. Oh, I get another. This is great. All my girls are going to inherit so much power. Let's name her. Ancestor. Whatever. It doesn't matter. So, all right. I was negotiating a feudal contract. I'm not really good at these either, but what can I do? Forced partition and whatnot. And here's the thing. While Matilda and Beatrice were running things in Tuscany without Godfrey the Hunchback's permission, Matilda got a lot of firsthand experience about holding court. They actually had migratory courts back in the day, so they didn't just have one central location where they held court. They would often move around. So Matilda and her mom, and then Matilda later on by herself when her mom died, I think in 1076, moved from court to court.